What if you had a third eye on the back of your head? You wouldn't just be the ultimate elementary school teacher, you would fundamentally alter human evolution, interior design, and how you sleep. Throw out your standard pillows. You are going to need something shaped like a heavy-duty donut, unless you enjoy the sensation of staring unblinkingly into the dark, suffocating fibers of a cotton blend pillowcase every night for 8 hours. But let's look at the hardware. Slapping an eyeball onto your scalp isn't like sticking a pop socket on your phone. Eyes are biologically expensive, wet, and incredibly fragile. To make this work, your skull needs a massive structural overhaul. You would need a third orbital socket fused right into your occipital bone, complete with 6 extra extraocular muscles just to let that eye dart around. And you need a hole, a foramen, for the optic nerve to punch through the thick bone of your skull to reach the brain. Here is the incredibly lucky part, anatomically speaking. Your visual cortex, the part of the brain that actually processes what you see, is already parked at the very back of your head in the occipital lobe. The optic nerves from your front 2 eyes have to travel all the way through your brain to get there. Your back eye, it has a VIP pass. The wiring is right next door. You could practically plug it straight in, but having the hardware is one thing. Processing the data is another. Let's do the math on the sheer bandwidth of your new 360-degree reality. A single human eye has about 120 million rods and 6 million cones, funneling visual data through roughly 1.2 million nerve fibers in the optic nerve. In computing terms, one eye is transmitting about 10 megabits of data to your brain every single second. Add a third eye and your visual bandwidth jumps from 20 to 30 megabits per second. Your brain already burns about 20% of your body's entire resting caloric intake, and a massive chunk of that goes straight to running your visual cortex. To process a 50% increase in raw, uncompressed video data without your conscious mind lagging like a bad dial-up connection, you would likely need to consume an extra 200 to 300 calories a day. You are quite literally eating a daily cheeseburger just to power your biological backup camera. And what exactly are you seeing back there? Well, your front 2 eyes have overlapping fields of view, which is what gives you binocular vision and depth perception. Unless you grow a 4th eye on the back of your head to give the 3rd one a buddy, your rear vision is strictly monocular. You can see the assassin sneaking up behind you, but you have 0 depth perception to know exactly how far away they actually are. They might be 10 feet away, or they might be right on your neck. You would spend a lot of time aggressively flinching at pigeons that are actually half a block down the street. Then there are the practical horrors. You are going to need custom glasses, which means a terrifying wraparound frame that secures to your ears from both directions. Haircuts become a high-stakes surgical procedure where you have to maintain unblinking eye contact with the barber's belt buckle while they trim your neckline. And if you have long hair, you are looking through a curtain of dead keratin all day, unless you commit to a lifetime of aggressive ponytails. We won't even talk about the constant, inescapable view of the tag on the back of your t-shirt. But the biggest hurdle isn't physical, it's neurological. Your brain is wired to align your vision with your motor functions. When you see something in front of you, you reach forward. If your rear eye spots a tossed baseball hurtling toward the back of your skull, your brain has to instantly calculate a completely inverted set of motor commands to catch it behind your back. Most of us trip over completely flat carpets. You are not catching that baseball, you are just watching it hit you in high definition. Here is the strangest part of all. You don't actually need to imagine having a third eye, because you already had one. Hundreds of millions of years ago, our distant vertebrate ancestors had a parietal eye, a literal third eye sitting on top of their heads to detect light and shadows from predators swimming or flying above. Some modern reptiles, like the tuatara, still have it today, complete with a tiny lens, cornea, and retina. But as mammals evolved, we didn't just lose it, we absorbed it. That ancient third eye migrated deep into the center of the mammalian brain and became the pineal gland. It still detects light cycles, but instead of forming images, it secretes melatonin to manage your circadian rhythm. So you gave up your 360-degree, predator-detecting biological rearview camera, and in exchange, you got the ability to experience jet lag.